Welcome to another day of Roulette Strategy King right here on YouTube. Take a moment to hit that subscribe button. We're on a race to 1,000 subscribers. Hey, today I have a system that I saw on a few different channels that says it had 0 losses for the person who made it up, and they won 30 days in a row or more with it. So we're going to test that out for ourselves to see if it holds up. Let's get into it. This is one that goes on the dozens, and that's how it plays. So this is how it goes. We're going to do $10 units, but you could do down to 1, and you're going to pick the last one to hit and the one that was the furthest away from hitting. So the last one to hit in this case was the final dozen, the third dozen, and then the one that's the longest has been this one. And I'm going to show you how this progresses as we go, and we're going to see how this works. So let's set the timer 10 minutes, and we're going to see how long it takes to win. All right, let's give it a spin. All right, so the first one is 20. So that was the last one to hit. And then we're going to do the one that's been the furthest away, which is this one. So this one's hard because you have to keep track of what that is. And sometimes in my mind, I'm not too bright. All right, so perfect. So we had a loss. So I'm going to show you what you do now. The last one to hit, and then the furthest from hitting, and then you double it up. All right, so we got it. So now on the second one, we go back. So what happens when you lose is you go back 1 unit, but in this case, our 1 unit is resetting. And in the original strategy, it says to keep dialing back 1 unit. But for me, I think that I would, if it were me, I think I would do, I would get out when I'm back in session profit instead of keep doubling up. All right, so that one was a loss. So last one to hit, furthest from hitting, and then double them because we lost. All right, so there's a win. So now we're going to do last one to hit and furthest from hitting again, but back to 10, back to 1 unit. We're 8 minutes in and we're up about $30. So that hit again. So we're going to keep spinning. I love progressions that include the dozens. I don't know why, but they are my favorite. So that one was the last to hit, and that one was the least. And we're going to go back to the 1 unit base. Okay, so there's another loss. So what we do is go last to hit and the furthest from hitting, which is this one, and then double them up. And there we hit again. So now last to hit, furthest, and we go back 1 unit. So that's back down to 10, which is our starting. There we go. Another win. Rebet. And there's another win. So as you can see, if you get on a little bit of a streak, this one can be a lot of fun. I'm happy with it so far. We're 7 minutes in, but we haven't had to double up too much. There's another win. That was 3 in a row. Okay, so there's a loss. So the last one to hit, and then the furthest from hitting, which would be the middle, and then we double it. All right, so we win. So we're going to scale back to 1 unit and go again. Okay, so there we go. We missed on that one. So the last to hit and the furthest from hitting, and we double it. I'd love to know from you, do you have a system that you play all the time? I would love to see it. I haven't had too many submissions, but I want to play your submissions. And I want to get these going. We're at about 7 minutes and we're at $50. We just lost one, so we're going to try it again. So 10 on that one and then 10 on this one and double it. Once we double up to 40, okay, so there we go. So we had a loss. So now what we're going to do is do 20 because that was the last to hit and then the furthest to hit and then double. And then I'm going to show you what happens if we win or if we lose. All right, so we lost. So we do it again, but we go 20, 40 because that's where we were. And then the middle is the furthest and then we double it. All right, this kind of gives you an idea of how this is going to progress. All right, so we won that. And because the bets were 80 on each, we're going to go down to 70 on the last to hit and the furthest to hit. And as soon as I feel like if we hit in this and we get back into session profit, I mean, we're still in session profit, but once we get up to 80, this system says to keep going down 1 unit every time. I think my modification would be to now just go back and doing 10 on each because I wouldn't want to risk it all. So I'm going to do it the way I would do it. But you can continue to go 1 unit down for each. That's not how I would do it. So I'm going to modify it. So last to hit, I'm going to reset, and furthest, which is this one. That's just how I would like to play. I'm a little more conservative than most when it comes to my play. We're about halfway through now. So last to hit, furthest to hit. Anytime you can walk away with a little bit of money in the casino is a great day. All right, so we rebet. There was no last to hit, so we're just going to keep it the same as last time. All right, so there we go. So last to hit was 20. Furthest was this one, and then we're going to double up. All right, so we won. So I'm going to go down 1 unit and do last to hit and furthest to hit. Oh, last to hit, so 70, furthest 70, and do it again. And if we hit this one, I'm okay with backing down to 10. Yep, so we hit it. So I'm going to go back down to 10 on the last and 10 from the furthest, which is this one. But yeah, as it dictates, you should do 1 unit steps down, as I said, but I don't want to take that risk. We're just going to keep going. There's another win. So last to hit and furthest to hit. Just like that. Does this system make sense for you? So far, it's going pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So last to hit, furthest to hit. All right, let's go. Boom. Okay, so there's a loss. So we're going to go 10, 20. We're going to double it up and 10, 20. So that was the last to hit. This dozen, and this dozen was the furthest from hitting. We've got about 4 minutes left. All right, there's a hit. So we're going to go down to 10 and 10. We're sitting at about 160 profit with 4 minutes left to go. I'm very happy with this system so far. Double it up. There's a hit. And then we'll go back to our original 10 and the furthest to hit, 10. There's another hit. This is a lot of fun, this one. 10 was the last, 10. Let's see where we can get it in the next 3 minutes. Boom, there's another. So 10, and then the furthest was the first dozen. Okay, there's a miss. So we're going to double it up. Double it up. Oh, I did it wrong. I should have did 1, but that's okay. If you miss it, whatever. All right, so there we go. So we have last to hit there. Furthest to hit. Yeah, if you make a mistake, I mean, roulette at the end of the day is the same odds every spin. It just makes me feel better when I move it around. But maybe that's just me. So 10 and 10 now. Last to hit, furthest to hit. We've got about 2 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. There's another hit. So last to hit, furthest. And if you are watching this channel and you haven't subscribed, I ask you maybe to go on and hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 and we're trying to get to 4,000 watch hours so we can get this monetized. Once we're monetized, my goal is to take this show to a casino at the end of every week and play my favorite system at the casino. But in order to do that, I need to get it monetized so we can get there. I'll probably launch memberships and do member-only videos like that. But you know what? For now, you're here. Hit that subscribe button and join in on the family. So there you go. 10 and 10. 2 minutes left on the clock. There's another hit. So 10. You know what? I'm really thinking about taking this one online and trying it myself with smaller increments just to test it out. Oh, I did that wrong. Testing it out with real cash. You could even do this with 10-cent bets just to try it. Because simulation is obviously a lot different than in real life. But if you want to try it no risk, do it with 10-cent bets. What's it gonna hurt you? But just remember, it is roulette, and there is a chance at losing every single time. And only use money that you're afraid to you're okay with losing. All right, there's another hit. So 10, that's the last dozen, and the furthest dozen to hit. All right, and boom, there's another hit. So furthest was that one, or last to hit, and then the furthest was the middle dozen. So we're gonna go again. Got about 1 minute left on the clock. There's another hit. So furthest and last, or sorry, last to hit was this one and furthest to hit was this one. So here we go. We're going to go again. There's a miss. So what we do again is we go on that one and then we go from the furthest, which was this one, and we hit double. I haven't had to double up too much. I can see this being a problem if you had to continue and continue and continue to double, but we haven't had that issue too much with this one, and I'm very happy with it so far. All right, there we go. That's a hit. So then that's the last, and that's the furthest. 20 seconds left. Last, furthest. I wonder if we can get to 300 before the end of this. Let's see. Last and furthest. This one will do it, or it'll be close. Nope, that's the middle. All right, so middle and last. Double. Oh, we'll just go. And that's the end of the clock. Had I not have doubled that up, we would have been $20 above. We would have been around $200 on that system in 10 minutes. That's pretty good. But keep in mind that the simulator is a lot faster than real life. So that 10 minutes probably would be closer to like 40 in a real situation. But I'm really happy with this system. Let me know your thoughts down below. Also, tell me your systems. Have you had luck with something? Give me the name of it. Lay it out. You can either put it in the comments or look in the description for my email and send me an email. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for joining me on Roulette Strategy King for today. I will see you tomorrow. Same place, same time.